Hello and welcome. This is Dawn. I am very excited today to share with you guys a collaboration between myself and Spellbinders. This is the Seahorse Kisses Collection. It is absolutely beautiful and it evokes that whole coastal living vibe. I really wanted to bring some sophistication and a little bit of femininity while still maintaining the option to use it for masculine or even children cards, and I think that we hit the nail on the head. The collection includes 5 new products. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Seahorse Floral. Now there are 3 new glimmer plates, 2 of them being images and 1 of them being a sentiment set, and then an embossing folder and of course a stamp and die set in this collection. But this here, the Seahorse Floral, is probably the marquee of the whole collection. This is where it all started. This is the first illustration that I drew, and I knew that we wanted this to be a glimmer plate. You can see all of the beautiful detail from my illustration that they were able to retain in this glimmer plate. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's also 2 sentiments included in the set, and then a third little sub-sentiment, or it would be a preface, I guess, to the sentiments. You can use them together, or you can use just the congrats or the thanks. So it says, sending you an ocean of congrats, or sending you an ocean of thanks, or you could just use congrats or thanks. All 3 of the sentiments have a die to cut them out. Now, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous illustration, and it translated to glimmer beautifully. So I'm going to go through a little bit about how to use this. You can see that it is quite large and it fills an entire A2 card front and is also sized very appropriately to fit all the way up to a standard slimline card. I wanted to make sure that you could use this on its own and it would carry the card by itself, or you could choose to add color if you'd like. Now, if you're new to foiling, it's actually quite easy. Here I've cut my foil down to size so that it would cover the entire glimmer plate, taped it in place, and now I'm putting it onto my glimmer machine. I'm going to put on my mats there, and I'm going to push the timer button. And while that's heating up, I'm going to prepare my sentiments. Once that timer turns solid, I'm going to take the whole platform and run it through my Spellbinders Platinum machine. Now, I like to run it through slowly. Sometimes I'll run it through forward and then backwards. Other times I'll just run it through once. I can tell you that I've not had a bad foil with this plate yet, and I have used it a lot. We started this collaboration a year ago, so I've tested it. I've really tested it on all kinds of papers and colors and added different treatments, and it looks good no matter what you do with it. So here I'm going to remove that foil sheet, and you can see how beautifully this transferred the image. Absolutely stunning. I am in love with this plate. And here you can see all that high shine. Again, this can stand all on its own. But you can also foil it in different colors. Like here I've done it in white, and then I've watercolored the image. And it looks equally as beautiful on dark cardstock. For the sentiments in this collection, I chose to go with a script font paired with a sans serif font. I think that the combo of these 2 looks very elegant, but also very casual, and I am absolutely in love with this font. Now, sometimes you may get some overfoiling. In that case, the Tombow sand eraser is going to be your best friend. You just lightly sand off that foil that has transferred where you don't want it. And this will happen sometimes. The best paper is a smooth paper. This is Nina's 80-pound super smooth paper, but as I've mentioned, I've used it on colored cardstock and watercolor paper, and that sand eraser really helps to take care of any mishaps or any overfoiling. And here you can see this imagery just carries the card. I chose to matte them with some gold cardstock. For the matte gold, I used the brush gold cardstock, and for the high shine foil, I used the mirror gold cardstock. Next up in the collection is the Castaway 3D embossing folder. Now, this is a gorgeous rendition of a fishing net. You can see here that I have it draped going across the embossing folder here. So it leaves an area open that you can add a sentiment. The detail in this is absolutely amazing. I love that Spellbinders has slightly larger embossing folders. This is approximately 8.5 by 5.5. So you can use it for all of your cards, all of your card sizes. So here you can see this is a half sheet of cardstock and it covers the whole thing. So you could do 2 card fronts at once. You could run this through and emboss it and then cut it in half and you have 2 card fronts. You could also fit a slim line in here. And you can opt to put this anywhere in the folder you would like. So you can have the reveal right here, this area that does not do any embossing. You can choose to leave it in any area of the cardstock that you want so that you could either foil first or you could stamp a sentiment. You can choose to have it cover almost the whole card front, or you could slide your card and leave a larger open area. You can also orient this to where your net is going horizontally across your card or vertically across your card. Really, you have a ton of options because we have chosen to drape this across the front, going from the left to the right in a diagonal, and leaving that open space really lets you stretch this folder. Now, you will get the best results using the universal platform from Spellbinders here. The base has all of the instructions that you need and which pieces to use for whatever it is that you're cutting. This plate will replace all of your previous plates. It has a bunch of different shims and plates here that you can stack up for whatever you may be cutting or embossing. It's absolutely amazing. Now, prior I was using my own little homemade made up shim. I finally ordered this, got it in, and I will tell you that my embossing results are night and day. I get fantastic results using this platform. So to use this, we're going to mist our cardstock front and back. Now, you can try without misting, and if you don't get any cracking, then you're good. Don't worry about it. But if you find that your paper is cracking, mist it with a little bit of water, and that will help. With this folder, there is a lot of detail and a lot of closely spaced detail in those knotted areas. So put it through open end first. All right, so the area that is open, the end of the folder that you open up, make sure that goes through the machine first. So I'm using the A platform, and then I'm putting the D adapter plate on top of my folder, and I'm going to run this through my machine. And oh my goodness, look at all of that detail. This is a gorgeous folder. All of that detail, each little segment of the rope that is twisted and each of the little knots, there's just so much detail and you get such a deep impression. I absolutely love this folder, you guys. I'm going to be using it all the time. And it looks beautiful just on its own. Cut this down, slap a sentiment on the front, you are good to go. Now remember that paper cracking that I was talking about? I do have a little bit of it going on right here. It's paper, guys. It can only take so much, and these 3D embossing folders give you so much depth and dimension. So what I do is I take my Teflon bone folder and I take the little smooth curved side and I just lightly burnish over any areas that cracked. What this does is it pushes the fibers of the paper back together and you can't even tell that it was there. So quick tip, super easy fix. Okay, so let's take a look at positioning it in a special place on the folder. Special as in where we want. Now let's say that I had foiled a sentiment down there in the lower left-hand corner and I want to only emboss the top portion. Well, I'm going to take my paper, I'm going to line it up where I want in my folder, and then I'm just going to run it through as usual. Now, like I said, because we have a large folder here, we can choose wherever we want to put this paper. We have a lot of open space there and we can slide that paper back and forth. And this will leave us an area to either stamp our sentiment or, like I mentioned, perhaps we have foiled the sentiment in that area before we did our embossing. So here you can see you get gorgeous, gorgeous results with this folder, and it looks great on all paper colors. It really does. I didn't find one that it didn't look beautiful on. And there are a lot of different techniques that you can do using 3D embossing folders, and I'll have more videos on that coming up here shortly. Also in the collection, we have the new Under the Sea glimmer plates and dies. Now this set comes with 5 glimmer plates and matching dies, and you get 2 little pre-assembled motifs, if you will, and then you get 2 extra little fish and a jellyfish. Now this is going to allow you to build your own little underwater scenes. And these look great foiled in gold with just a hint of color. It has a very sophisticated, soft, serene look. You could leave them completely uncolored, and again, you get that very sophisticated look. But the sleeper hit for me was foiling these in black foil, you guys. If you have not done the black foil and you are a colorist, you will want to pick up the black foil. Spellbinders sells a double pack, black and white. Grab it. You won't be sorry, I promise. Now the third glimmer plate in this collection is a sentiment set. This is the Seahorse Kisses sentiments. These are 3 large-scale sentiments along with the coordinating dies. These are perfect for using with all of the products in the collection, but they also are going to pair nicely with other things that you may already have in your stash. I wanted to make sure that these were generously sized and they have a little bit of character to them. So you have the Starfish Wishes and Seahorse Kisses. You have You Are Simply Amazing, because let's be honest, everything about the ocean and the sea life is kind of amazing and magical. And then you have a large Thinking of You. The Thinking of You is the largest in the set, and it is actually perfect for using if you just want to use that Castaway background. It's going to be beautiful just to pair with that all on its own. You can see here how well this coordinates. It's the perfect size. You can fit it down in the area you didn't emboss. You can cut it out and pop it up on the front, but they are generously sized and work perfect with all of the other products in this collection, including our final product. This is the Seahorse Garden Stamp and Die Set. Now, I am a colorist at heart, so you knew we were not going to get away without having a stamp and die. The set contains a lot of the same elements that are in our Seahorse Floral glimmer plate. So once I had illustrated the glimmer plate, I knew that I absolutely wanted a stamp set that had all of the same imagery in it. Now, what I've done is I've taken all of the illustrations and I've shrunk them down a little bit, and now you have your own little seahorse, seaweed, all of the shells and the poppy, so that you can create your own little underwater gardens. So this is so much fun to play with. It looks great whether you're Copic coloring it, whether you're watercoloring it. You can heat emboss it in gold and ink blend. You could heat emboss it in white. If you prefer 1-layer cards, you can do masking, but the set does come with matching dies so that you can sit and play and build your own little arrangements. I absolutely love this set, and you are going to see a lot of it here in the future. I hope that you've enjoyed this closer look at the Seahorse Kisses collection with Spellbinders. I had a lot of fun creating this. I had a lot of fun and really enjoyed the process of working with Spellbinders. I think that they are a wonderful company, and I love that they are reaching out and doing lots of collaborations like this with other companies. I think that it really does nothing but strengthen the industry itself, and I am grateful for this opportunity to work with them. The collection is now available at spellbinders.com as well as at many of your favorite retailers. I will have all the links in the description box below. Hopefully this gives you some inspiration on things that you can do with this collection. And if there are any videos that you want to see on any of the samples that I provided today, just let me know in the comments below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.